What's up YouTube? I'm back in the still standing garage and we're back on the Monte. Painted the car about 2 years ago, October 2021. It's currently mid-September 2023. So 2-year mark. I'm almost done cutting and buffing the car. Busy life, right? It is what it is. It looks real nice and clean. No more orange peel. I finished off on the hood here. If you missed out on the process on how I got to this point, go ahead and check out the last video. That's going to be part 1. This is going to be part 2. As you saw in the beginning of this video, there was a couple of clips of me finishing off the rest of the car, because on the last video I did show just I think it was just the passenger side, not the driver's side. So it was the passenger side. I go through the process in more detail. In this video we're going to finish polishing the car. It's not going to be buffing anymore. So right now, like I said, look how clean it looks. Looks real nice. So we're going to get to the next steps. As for the body work on the hood, I mentioned then in the last video that I wasn't satisfied, that it looked kind of funky. Now that it's cut and buffed, I could kind of see a little funkiness going on the hood. Like in this area here, you can see it, how it kind of goes in and out. I mean, I haven't put it out in the sun yet to actually be able to see it a lot better. So I'm gonna keep it moving. I'm gonna keep finishing the process on the whole hood. And then, like I said in that other video, is as soon as I start driving it and I see some waviness that I'm not satisfied with, and I'll rip off this damn hood and strip it all over again and go down straight to metal. It is what it is. So what I'm going to hit it with right now is going to be with this Sonax Perfect Finish. I'll be using this yellow pad here from RUPES. I believe that's how you pronounce that name. I'm not sure. First time using it. This is the bag that it came in. So I bought 2 of these. Hopefully I'm able to hit it with just the one for the whole car. And the purpose of the Sonax is pretty much to remove any swirl marks that the last pad had left, and then to deepen the gloss, to make it real shiny, more than what it already is. I don't know how much deeper this is gonna be, but this is my first time using it. I got myself a random Orbit polisher here. It's a 6-inch, brand new. Got it from Harbor Freight. It's real nice. I think this will get the job done, no problem. I was looking at the RUPES ones and those look real clean, but you know, I'm not looking to start a business with this. I think this will do the job just fine, no problem. Now the car is all dusty from everything that I've been hitting it with. I've been cleaning it off here and there as I move on from one panel to the other. That's why the hood looks real clean. There's nothing on there because I've been wiping it off, and like I said, it was the last panel. But you can see all in the front, see all that nastiness, all this, all these compounds, and this polish here, the one I'm gonna be using, the Sonax here, this one here, it's all water based, so it'll be fine as long as I keep wiping down the areas that I'm gonna be working on, removing whatever compound is left over. I think I should be fine. There's not gonna be any issues at all. I was gonna wash it, but I think I'll be okay with this. All right, let's go ahead and place the pad on top of the DA here. Get it nice and center. There it is. Now we gotta prep the pad. And the way that I'm gonna prep it is by adding some water here. Just spray a couple of sprays, that's all I take. Keep it nice and damp. And as I mentioned in the last video, Adrian was the one that was helping me out a lot, and he's the one that is walking me through the whole process. So a lot of credit to him. Really appreciate him taking the time and showing me the process. So after wiping it down, I want you guys to check it out before I polish this section. I am gonna do couple sections at a time, so probably like 3x3 area. So look how clean. I mean, it looks clean already. Can't really see any like swirl marks from the last pad. Like, it looks real clean. Look at the reflection on everything. I mean, you can only see so much on camera. When I look at it in person too, I can't really find any swirl marks. But check it out. Let's see how much deeper this could get. So let's check it out. All right, let's check it out. I mean, I was looking at it up close. I do see it being a lot more shinier. It needs to be outside. It needs to be in the sun so I could check it out. But I was doing it at the very slowest speed that the thing has. So this only has, let me see. Yeah, it only has minimum. So it's minimum 1, 2, and then 6. But I was doing minimum. The way that that Adrian explained it to me, he just said, all you're doing is massaging it. You're just massaging the clear coat or the paint job here. That's all it is. All the buffing is already done. All the cutting's done. You're just polishing it to make it look real nice. That's all. So I'm gonna go ahead and start or finish hitting the hood here, and then we'll keep moving to all the panels. The whole hood is done with the Sonax step. I was able to find some swirl marks on the passenger side over there. I was trying to record it, but it wouldn't come up on the video. I was able to see it in person. After hitting it with the Sonax, they were completely gone. You had to see them like at an angle. You had to kind of look at them and find them to be able to see. But they're completely gone. There's a big difference in the hood when it comes to the shininess of it. I was looking at the videos that I had just previously recorded and it didn't really come up as being a big difference, but trust me, there's a big difference in person. Let's move on to the driver's side over here. I'm gonna start off on the fender here. I'm gonna see if I can show you some of the swirl marks. If I move the camera kind of slow, I don't think you can see them on there, but there is some swirl marks you have to look from. Even like this, if you in the video, how I'm seeing it right now, it looks real nice. Like I could just stop here because that reflection is on point. But this Sonax is going to take it to the next level. Let me see if I can get closer. But you see how it doesn't focus. It just catches that reflection, the light there. Can't really see any of those swirl marks. But in person, I could see some here and there by pointing the light at them. All the way down throughout the whole car after hitting it with the last pad, that red pad. But this is the point of this one here, the Sonax. And the yellow pad here is to remove all that and get it to the next step. This is one of the steps still, so this is the third step, and then after this is going to be another step which I'll cover. Right now I'm going to hit the fender, but I am going to put a piece of tape here to protect the header panel and also the bumper, and then we get going and get this one done. Just like that, the fender is done. It actually took probably like 10 minutes to do the whole fender. It's not bad at all. Now for the Sonax here, it's not that messy compared to the other compounds. As you can see right here, there's not a lot of residue left over like on the edges over here or anything like that on the other panels. So it's real clean to work with. One thing is that I could see it in person, how shiny it is compared to before. Not sure if on video you're going to be able to see it. That's unfortunate. But I can't wait to get this out in the sun, look at that pearl shine in the sun and see what it looks like. Now I got to move on to the driver's side door over here, and then the quarter panel, obviously do the whole car still. And then we'll move on to the next step. Let's keep it moving. Time lapse, let's go. Alright YouTube, so I'm about to hit the door right here, and I found an area where I could hopefully show you guys what I'm talking about when it comes to those swirl marks from the last pad. So there's an area right here, right there where I'm pointing. See if you can kind of see it. It really doesn't capture it. You can see it a little bit right there. See how it kind of curves like this? It goes like that. You have to kind of lean and kind of look for them to be able to see them. I'm pretty sure that as soon as the car sees the sun, you'll be able to see all those swirl marks, and that's what the Sonax is gonna do for us, is remove all that stuff. I was trying to kind of show you guys a part of it. That's the only area that I could see that actually comes out in the video a little bit, but the rest of it, you kind of see it right here. The little bit of haziness that's there is caused by the swirl marks from the last pad. As for time of how long it's taking me to do each panel, it's taking about 10-15 minutes each panel. Not bad at all. I think the hood probably took me 20 minutes hitting both sides, like one half and then the other. It's not bad at all compared to the color sanding that I was doing, which that took about 30 minutes each grit, and I did about 4 grits, and then hitting it with the wool pad, and then hitting it with the red pad. So a panel probably took me like 2-3 hours. I mean, that's just me. I'm pretty sure somebody else probably takes, you know, less, maybe longer, I don't know, but for me that's how long it took. With this, the Sonax, 10-15 minutes, not bad at all. So all I got left now is the door, the fender, and the hard top. There it is, just like that. Look how clean that looks. All the haziness is gone. Looks real deep now, real deep shine. That area where the swirl marks were, it was like right here, somewhere right here in this area. The camera won't even focus on it because, oh, there it goes right there. There it goes. See, no swirl marks whatsoever. I'll go nice and slow. I'll try to move it around, see if it'll capture anything, but the camera's having a difficulty focusing because it's so shiny that the reflection throws it off. But look how clean it looks. Looks real nice and clean and deep, like a mirror. Look at that. The whole thing, all that body work is on point. So I just wanted to show you guys that that swirl mark is gone, and the whole thing, the whole door completely looks clean. It looks nice and deep and shiny. So moving on to the fender, let's go. Alright YouTube, and there it is. It's completely polished. Look how clean it looks. Looks real clean and shiny already. So I need to move to the next step. But before I do that, I want to show you how I got these pads cleaned. So as you can see in the pad here is completely loaded up with that Sonax. You don't want to leave them like that. It gets all nice and crusty, which is a really bad thing to do and really bad way to leave these pads. I mean, sometimes I run out of time and I leave them like that, and then the following day I make sure to come back and start washing them out. So what I do is I run them through some warm or hot water. I start squeezing out all that compound. As soon as the pad starts clearing up from all that compound, I grab some Dawn soap. You can use any soap you want. There's a lot of different chemicals out there that I've seen, but Dawn soap works for me. I mean, it does the job. So a couple of drops of this, and then I start working it into the pad, get that foam action going in there. And then as soon as I feel that it's clean, then I start running it through the water again and start working out the soap out of the pad. And as soon as the water starts coming out clear, then it's done. And I start squeezing out all the water from there, rinsing it out as much as I can. And then to store it, what I do is I put down a towel, and then I put the pad facing down, and I let it dry. And then as soon as it's dry, then I put it back in its package. And this is what it looks like when it's completely done and dry. It looks brand new all over again, so I can use it again. Brand new, let's go. As for the wool pad, how I clean that up, I didn't talk about it in the last video, which is the video that I used it the most. So the way I clean it up is I use a spur tool. I leave the wool pad on the rotary polisher, and I pretty much run the spur tool over it until it gets completely cleaned up and gets all that compound out of it, and it looks brand new again. And that's how pretty much how I store it, and that's it. That's how you clean that up, and that's how, at least how I do it. I know there's different ways of cleaning those up. For me, my plan is to use one wool pad per car. I don't, like I said, I don't see myself starting a business doing this, but this is what I use for this car. And then if I end up doing my Regal, then it's a different story, probably buy a new one. And the next step on the Monte is to protect everything we just did. We just polished it, it looks nice and beautiful, so we want to protect it, and the way we're going to protect it is by using some wax. So this is the wax I'll be using. It's the Meguiar's Detailer Finishing Wax. This is a big ass bottle. It's a 1 gallon. So what I ended up doing is I bought a whole bunch of little bottles, actually 3 of them. So I bought 3 of these. It's a 3-pack from Amazon. Check it out. I have a link in the description if you guys want to get some. I do need to label it so that way I remember what I put in there later on. And the way that I'm going to apply the wax is I'm going to start on the passenger side of the hood. I'm going to do this whole half. I'm going to go to the fender, and then I'm going to go to the hardtop, do that whole half, and then go to the door. The thought process behind that is if I go to the door first and then do the hardtop, I run the chance of rubbing off the wax that I applied on the door with my clothes, because I'm going to be reaching over to do the hardtop, which is why I'm going to do the hardtop first and then the door. Do the same thing in the back over there. Do the half of the trunk lid and then go to the quarter panel, and then I'm going to do the same thing all over again on that side. Now, when I remove the waxes, by the time I get to the driver's side over here, then this whole side should already be dried up enough for me to start cleaning it off, and then go all the way around, and then we should be good to go. Put it out in the sun. Let's keep it moving. There it is. YouTube is completely applied on the whole car. It took me about 30 minutes to apply it. It wasn't bad at all. So the reason I applied it in a back and forth motion compared to a circular motion is because I'm afraid that I would leave circular scratches on the car. I mean, I'm still afraid that I left some scratches from the back and forth motion. I don't know until I remove it, right? Another thing is, as you can see here, I applied a little bit too much here. I was trying to focus on applying a thin layer. That's all you need. Same thing right here. But it's, you know, I was trying to gauge it as I was going around the whole car. I think I did a pretty good job. I'm only doing 1 application of this. I've seen people do 2 or 3 applications, but I think I'll be good with this, because once I start putting it back together, I might have to polish it again, because I'm gonna be touching it a lot. Hopefully there's not that many scratches on it when I'm done putting like all the emblems and the trim that goes around the whole car. So we'll see. So right now 1 layer is good. I'm waiting for it to completely dry before I start removing it. I already did like a little test section here to remove it. So you want it to be kind of dry and still feels a little wet, so I'll let it dry a little bit longer, probably like another 15-20 minutes, and then we'll start hitting it. Let's go. Monte's back in the garage. As you saw in those last clips, everything turned out really nice. I'm really happy with the outcome on the Monte here. Big shout out to Adrian for walking me through the whole process. I mentioned it in the last video, but without him, I wouldn't be to this point right now. There's so many ways to do this. I followed his way of doing it, and it turned out beautiful. As you can see, I'm really satisfied with this. He walked me through the whole process after paint, on how to cut, buff, the whole thing that you've seen. That's all him, and I really appreciate him. I wanted to shout him out again. Now the next step on the Monte is to put it back together. That's going to be the fun part. Hopefully it becomes fun and it actually goes as smooth as I want it to go. I already brought out the back bumper right here so I could put it back on there. I do want to start with the outside because I want to finish off the outside and make it look real nice, and then I'll go into the interior. I'm also going to start looking for all my pieces here, like this one right here. I just put it on there to see what it would look like. So I got to figure out if I want to polish those, if I want to dip them in chrome. I might go with polish because, like I said, it's a daily driver. So if it's chromed out, I mean, obviously it's going to look a lot nicer, but it is going to get beat up, you know, wear and tear. So I got to look through the whole car, and I have all those pieces inside this car. When I took this car apart back in 2004, 2005, something like that, I had all the trim for it, all of it. But I got to see if I have all the clips. If not, I got to figure that out. But that's going to be the next video. Thank you for watching. Let's go.